Happening now, a high-profile, notorious Mexican drug lord is back in court. Rafael Caro Quintero is accused of kidnapping, torturing, and killing a Drug Enforcement Administration agent 40 years ago. Prosecutors were considering the death penalty for his alleged role in the killing, but they have since taken that off the table. Caro Quintero is also facing a slew of other charges, including drug trafficking, racketeering, and money laundering, all of which he has pled not guilty to. As head of the Guadalajara cartel, he was long known as one of the FBI's most wanted criminals and responsible for channeling tons of drugs, including heroin, meth, marijuana, and cocaine, into the U.S. for decades. Caro Quintero was among 24 cartel figures handed over from Mexico to U.S. authorities earlier this year. Federal defense attorney Ronald Chapman II is with us now, host of Off Air podcast. Thanks for being here. Why would the Justice Department take the death penalty off the table with these accusations against him?
Well, the official story from the federal filing is just that Pam Bondi authorized it to be taken off the table. But normally in these cases, things happen in the back rooms. Usually there's some confidential discussions related to cooperation of other defendants and potential traffickers. But I think one of the more important things here is that he spent 23 years in custody. He was released on a technicality and transported to the United States. But we have a treaty with Mexico where death penalty may be something that would have been previously negotiated as off the table for this defendant and other defendants related to the same cartel. So that's likely going to be the reason that Pam Bondi's announcing this now.
And off the table because of why?
Well, the treaty between the United States and Mexico indicates that the death penalty won't be permitted. Mexico doesn't want its citizens to come here to the United States and face the death penalty. So pursuant to that treaty, which we usually would have to adhere to, normally if they're going to extradite somebody, they're going to want us to follow that treaty and those rules. Also, he may be providing additional information related to other folks that may lead to some sort of plea deal that removes the death penalty as well.
Got it. So taking that off the table, how might that shape the trial? What do you expect will happen?
I would expect there actually to be some sort of deal in this case. Oftentimes when the death penalty is taken off the table, there's something negotiated, and then we see a pretty quick plea agreement. Now, usually I would see the plea agreement just removing the death penalty, so we would have already seen a plea at this point. This is a little strange, but I think what they probably did is ask for it to be taken off the table first, and then there will be some plea discussions in the hope that this case could be resolved without a trial of facts that are decades old.
Is he extradited in the end, or does he remain in the U.S.?
Oh, I think ultimately he's going to remain in the United States. He's going to spend whatever time he needs to in prison in the United States, which would certainly be the remainder of his life if he agrees to a plea deal. And I would imagine that that all occurs in the United States without any additional extradition back to Mexico.
Okay. Ron, thanks as always. Good to see you.
Thank you.